How to recognize you're finally falling in love with yourself, deep divers. You start to wear clothes like this. That's right. Peace, infinite waters, diving deep once again. Beautiful deep divers. We are out here in nature, baby. Another beautiful day in Jurassic Park. Do you love yourself? Are you trying to love yourself that little bit more? Look, deep divers, it is time for all of us to start loving ourselves that little bit more. You may be doing that. And this is how to recognize you are finally falling in love with yourself. Deep divers, let's just, breathing in that good ass prana, baby. I love myself. No. I love myself. And loving yourself will change your life. Right now, I see a lot of people who are finally, it's about time, beginning to love themselves. And their whole lives are changing because of it. How to recognize you are finally falling in love with yourself. And we ain't even had breakfast yet. Can I get a hello there? Now, wonderful deep divers, let me share with you what's helped me along my journey. How I was able to tell I was finally falling in love with myself. Now, why do we have to love ourselves? If you don't love yourself, you will end up destroying yourself. If you don't love yourself, you will turn in on yourself. If you don't love yourself, when everyone else leaves you, you will end up abandoning yourself. So when you do love yourself, even if the whole world, they turn their back on you, you will still be here for you. We have to become our best friends. And that's what happens when you love yourself. When you love yourself, you start to feel like, actually, wait a minute, I am good enough. You start to see your self-worth. So, how to recognize you are finally falling in love with yourself? You actually enjoy your own company. You are actually also having me time. Like, I, deep divers, absolutely love being alone. Spending time in nature. Because I get all of this amazing energy, all of this positive energy when I'm alone in nature, recharging. Then I give it all back to you. Like, take that amazing energy I'm sending you right now. Okay? If you are someone who for the first time, you're actually enjoying your own company. You don't need your friends to be around you all the time. You can actually find peace and tranquility by yourself, alone in the woods, alone on the beach, alone in your room. You've got peace of mind. That's how to recognize you're finally falling in love with yourself. Because once again, the greatest relationship we can have is with ourselves. If you are making time for me time, that's how to recognize you're finally falling in love with yourself. What happened to me along my early journey? I was doing so many different things. I was multitasking. I was doing this, I was doing that. I was going here, I was going there. I never had any time for me. and what I really wanted to do. Now I know I'm finally falling in love with myself because I'm making time for me. I'm making time for what Ralph Smart loves to do. And I'm not ashamed to do it. I'm not feeling guilty for doing it. I'm like, actually, I deserve this. I'm worthy for it. If you can see that you are worthy, ladies, to go for that 1 hour spa every single week, that massage, okay? You are worthy for that. That's how to finally recognize you're falling in love with yourself. You are making time for you. In the calendar, you're marking the day when you travel to see Ralph Smart on the beach. I hear you. How to finally know you are falling in love with yourself. Deep divers, what's helped me along my journey is this. You are valuing your own time. You are realizing time is precious. Every single day you're like, actually, time is the greatest asset I have. I can't waste it foolishly. If you realize you are only going to be young once, yes, we are immortal, but how you are right now, this experience is never ever going to come around again. If you are taking advantage of that, that's how to recognize you are finally falling in love with yourself. I actually value my time so much, I ain't got time to waste. Ain't nobody got time for that. Like, I'm very mindful of my time and my energy. That's how I recognized I was finally falling in love with myself. If you are prioritizing your happiness, if you are putting your happiness at the forefront, that's how to recognize you are finally falling in love with yourself. It doesn't mean you're selfish. It doesn't mean you are conceited. It means you are practicing self-love. Self-love emanates when you start taking care of yourself, when you start saying, actually, I'm going to do more of what makes me happy. Self-love comes when you are doing something every single day that is going to put a smile on your face. Self-love is linked to your health, your wellness, and your inner equilibrium. How to recognize you are finally falling in love with yourself. Deep divers, if you aren't threatened by other people's success, oh, they've got more money than me, Ralph. They're more famous than me, Ralph. They've got more likes than me, Ralph. And you're like, so what though? Because I love myself. I love myself. Like, if that's you, that's how to recognize you are finally falling in love with yourself. If you aren't threatened by other people's success, other people's victories, because you know you are unique, there is nobody like you, that's how to know you are finally falling in love with yourself. Because it doesn't matter how other people are doing, how well they're doing. You know that you love yourself, and you know that you aren't in competition with them because you are you and they are them, okay? That's what happened to me along my journey, deep divers. Like, I meet some very, very successful people, even millionaires, multi-millionaires, and I'm like, that's cool. I skate. I'm happy skating, right? Money can't buy that experience. And that's how to recognize you're finally falling in love with yourself. If you have something that money can't buy, which is your happiness, your peace of mind, being in a relationship with someone you absolutely adore, and placing value on that, that's how to recognize you are finally falling in love with yourself. 7-day vegan challenge. If you are saving up for superfoods, you're going to the health food store, you are buying herbs, buying vitamins and minerals, you're saving up for superfoods because you are putting your health at the forefront. That's how to recognize you are finally falling in love with yourself. I say this, prevention is better than cure. So every single day I'm like, okay, what new superfood can I invest in? I've been investing in a lot of moringa, okay, moringa powder, powerful superfood packed full of antioxidants, all the vitamins you can think of, iron. It's got everything you need, right? So that's how I know I'm finally falling in love with myself. For me, it's more important to start eating right than what I'm wearing. What? Slow motion this side. And that's how to recognize you are finally falling in love with yourself. Instead of just looking good, you are eating to feel good and you are investing in your health. How to recognize you are finally falling in love with yourself. Deep divers. You're not worrying about what other people are doing. No. You're not worrying about what other people think of you. No. You're not even worried about what other people are thinking about themselves. No. You are more worried about what you are thinking of. Yes. You are more worried about how you see yourself. Yes. And you are more worried about what you are doing. Yes. That's how to finally recognize you are truly loving yourself. You are more preoccupied with yourself. That's right. You are now into filling your own cup. You are now into realizing that the perception you have of yourself is greater than the perception other people have of you. Therefore, you don't care what other people think of you because it has no bearing on your reality. Only how you see yourself. That's the only thing that matters. How to recognize you are finally loving yourself. Deep divers, let me share with you what's helped me along my journey. If you are content for the first time, you're content. No FOMO. Fear of missing out does not exist in your reality because you're never missing out. If you see all of your friends over there laughing and joking, that's cool. But you can also do that by yourself at times. You love being around people, but you also love your own company. You never feel like you're missing out. If you see people laughing and smiling, you're like, that's good for them. You are genuinely happy for other people. That's how to finally recognize you are falling in love with yourself. Deep divers, what about this too? If you are able to discern, discernment is the ability to judge well. If you are choosing your friends wisely, if you are choosing who you surround yourself with wisely, that's how to recognize you are finally falling in love with yourself. Like, I'm very picky when it comes to who I spend my time and energy with, because I'm like, I'm never ever gonna get it back. So if that's you, if you're like, actually, I don't want a lot of friends, I only want the right ones, you are finally coming to love yourself. If you are choosing quality over quantity, you are finally coming to love yourself. I don't want a lot of friends. It's only about connecting with people who have my best interests at hand and vice versa. How to recognize you are finally falling in love with yourself. Deep divers. If you feel you don't need to impress people, you don't need to people please, you don't need to fit into this crummy system, you can create your own world. That's how to recognize you are finally falling in love with yourself. If you can be yourself, if you can, like Bob Marley said, don't give up the fight, stand up for your right. If that's you, if you are willing to speak your heart and mind, even if your voice shakes, that's how to recognize you are finally falling in love with yourself. If you don't have to always be loved by everyone, you don't always have to be liked by everyone, because not everyone is going to love you, not everyone is going to like you. That doesn't matter though. If you love yourself, that's the only thing that matters. And if you are doing that, that's how to recognize you are finally loving yourself. Finally. And it feels so good to be alive, baby. How to recognize you're finally falling in love with yourself. Every single day, you are waking up with gratitude to say, actually, I'm alive, I'm healthy. I'm going to be kind to myself right now because I've woken up. My life may not be perfect, but I'm alive. And that's a gift from the universe. So now you are being gentle with yourself because you're like, actually, I'm doing the best I can. And that's how to recognize you are finally falling in love with yourself. Like every single day, deep divers, I kind of stroke myself like a cat, like that. Ralph, be kind to yourself. I'm so kind to myself. Then I realize I'm falling in love with myself. And then I just say, feels so good to be alive, baby. Can I get a hello? Beautiful deep divers. We are out here on this beautiful day. We're just having fun. We're just, breathing in that good ass prana, baby. Oh, you like the shirts? Shout out to everybody who's been getting the amazing good ass prana shirts. ralphsmart.com/clothes, giving a few away only on Instagram at Infinite Waters. Check out the wonderful new book on Amazon, Feel Alive by Ralph Smart. Deep divers, you are appreciated. Have a beautiful day. Infinite Waters, diving deep once again. Stay well, stay healthy, peace. I love myself. Say it with me. I love myself. Say it one more time. I love myself.